Okay. The Duality of Man project. I chose John Lennon, and my name is Natalie. So, at the age of 5, John Lennon was separated from both of his parents, and he was raised by his maternal aunt. He was an outgoing kid and enjoyed drawing and playing the banjo, which his mom had taught him. Right after high school, he met Paul McCartney and formed what many consider to be the most influential band of all time. At the age of 21, he married Cynthia Powell, and at the age of 28, he remarried avant-garde artist Yoko Ono, and at the age of 40, he was shot and killed by a crazed fan. He and Paul McCartney formed the band The Beatles. Over the course of 8 years, the group created over 200 songs and became extremely popular. Their music also changed how music was recorded because they used multiple tracks instead of playing it all at once. Lennon was an activist for peace. He was really against the Vietnam War and was almost deported him because the president was upset about how outspoken he was about it. This is a photo of Lennon and Yoko Ono on their honeymoon, where they stayed in bed for 5 days in protest of the Vietnam War. His activism was also shown through his music, especially his solo music. In his most popular song, Imagine, he says, "Imagine all the people living life in peace." He used his music and fame as a platform to advocate for peace. Alright, but there is a dark side to him. When his son Julian, that he had with Cynthia Powell, was 5 years old, Lennon left him and Cynthia. The song Hey Jude was originally known as Hey Jules and was written by Paul McCartney to cheer Julian up after he was so upset about their dad abandoning them. He's also admitted to being physically and mentally abusive towards women. In a 1980 interview, he stated, "I was a hitter. I couldn't express myself and I hit. I fought men and I hit women. That is why I'm always on about peace." He also said, "I used to be cruel to women, and physically any woman." People criticize him even more because he's a hypocrite. He sings and advocates for peace, but could not practice that himself. Julian Lennon, his son, told the Daily Telegraph in 1998, Dad could talk about peace and love out loud to the world, but he could never show it to the people who supposedly meant the most to him, his wife and son. How can you talk about peace and love and have a family in bits and pieces? No communication, adultery, and divorce? You can't do it, not if you're being true and honest with yourself. In Havana, Cuba, there is a statue of him. He is celebrated for his activism for peace. People can go and enjoy a day sitting next to him, and there's a large yellow submarine next to it in reference to the Beatles song. I feel like the statue is more about celebrating peace than the man himself, but I think if there was like a plaque talking about how great a man he was, they should also include the parts where he was abusive. But since there isn't, I think it is okay how it is. Overall, I think it's important to acknowledge both sides of this person. There's no denying that his music changed the world and made people see the importance of peace. But there's also no denying that he was abusive and hurt his son and women a lot. As a woman myself, it kind of hurts to know that the man whose songs I love listening to may have seen me as someone who he wanted to hurt. Regardless of this, I still enjoy his music, and to be 100% honest, he isn't alive anymore and can't profit off of my enjoyment. Thank you.